Dr. Maya Angelou, American poet, once said, "People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people won't forget how you made them feel." Storytelling. The shared connection of a well-told story has been the greatest single communication avenue of and for survival since the dawn of time. The common factor between cultures throughout history has been the art of storytelling. As depicted in the word history, his story. In modern terms, it should be maybe our story. But stories have been explaining the environment and how it interacts with human survival. Rock art, stone tablets, papyrus were not facts and figures, but animations of relatable images that were connected by events. Prior to these permanent avenues, the survival of the species depended on verbal communication and body language, storytelling. And to this day, the story is still the most engaging medium for transferring a message. Hollywood is built on stories. So why do stories help us to connect? Shared connection. There is a scientific explanation for our love of stories. When we hear a story that resonates with us, our levels of the hormone oxytocin increases. Oxytocin is the feel-good hormone. It boosts our feelings for things like trust, compassion, and empathy. It motivates us to work with others in a positively influences our social behaviour. Shared connection. A group of neuroscientists at Princeton University studied the brain's activity between the listener and the storyteller. They found that when listening to a well-told story, the exact same areas of the brain light up under an MRI for both the storyteller and the listener. The storyteller mirrored the listener's brain. In other words, when you hear a really well-told story, your brain reacts as if you were experiencing it yourself. Your brain places you inside the story. Shared connection. Daniel Goleman explains in his book, Emotional Intelligence, as the route from which the newer brain accesses the emotional side and connects to all the parts of the neurocortex. This gives the emotional centers immense power to influence the functioning of the rest of the brain, stimulating the emotions within us that create feelings, creates memories. Shared connection. As with all presentations, you want to connect with the audience using their language and, more importantly, their emotional triggers. So storytelling can do this by using a logical order of events that are recognised and remembered by the brain's emotional influencer. Shared connection.